Hey guys, this is Smithy. Welcome to my channel. If you guys are new here, welcome. And if you guys have already been subscribed to the channel, thank you so much for subscribing. I appreciate each and every one of you guys a lot. The whole focus of today's video is going to be how to cover up and how to color correct. I want to share a few tips and tricks that I do when I do find a pimple popping up on my face. And I do use a face wash from Neutrogena which has salicylic acid in it. After cleaning your face, I do apply a toner with tea tree in it and just to calm your face down, and then I do moisturize. Now after moisturizing is when you want to put any kind of an acne treatment on top of your face, and for me I do use my elf acne fighting gel, and this has like salicylic acid in it. So after you have done everything to your face, and this is in like a roller tube as you can see, and you just rub it on top of the pimple wherever you have it, and then just leave it alone, go to bed. It'll do its job. It will not let it grow more than what it is right now, and it will shrink the size of the pimple too. You would definitely see a size difference as well as a color difference on the pimple. So that's basically what I would do if I get a pimple. I really hope that you would like this type of video. If you do like, please do give it a thumbs up. And without further ado, let's dive right into the video. I'm first gonna moisturize my face because that's the first thing that you would want to do, is not put any kind of a color corrector or a primer on top of a dry skin, just because we don't want any like the color pigmentation from the corrector to cling onto the dry patches that's generally around the pimple. And I'm going to put a pore filling primer all over my face. I'm taking my Elf's Putty Primer, and this is just to smoothen the whole surface, because our whole concentration is going to be on the face. I would suggest any thick pore filling primer, even an Aquaphor or a Vaseline would do. Put that on top of the pimple and don't just blend it completely out. As you can see, these two are like the fresh pimple that I have on the face. Rest all of them are like marks. It's not like a bump. So I'm just gonna tap it on top of that, and I'm using my Benefits Pore Freshener. Now if you guys are on cool tone side, that means that you have a lot of pink in your skin, or if you have blue colored veins, then you most probably are a cool tone person. In that case, I would say go for a green color corrector. I understand if you do not have a green color corrector, I would say take any green eyeshadow, and for today's purpose I'm going to just show you the color, and this is from my Bright Blooms palette. Now you basically want a light dusting over it. I'm just gonna tap it on top of that, and this is to counteract the red that is happening on the pimple. And I would definitely suggest, if you're using eyeshadows for this, definitely use your fingers. It will melt with the primer that is on your skin. Now for under the eyes, because I do have dark circles today, that's the main reason why I wanted to film this video today, I'm just going to take any peach corrector. Now if you are darker than me, or if you have like prominent dark circles, I would even suggest like a red or a deep orange corrector under your eyes to counteract. The darker the pigmentation, you want to go more darker. So, and you don't need all these like different correctors, okay? Generally what happens is we do have a lot of blue pigmentation under our eyes when it is dark circles, and I'll show you what do I mean by a red or an orange corrector. It's absolutely okay if you do not have like an orange or a red corrector. If you have any orange lipsticks lying around, I would suggest using that. Just don't go heavy handed on it. We don't want to clog the pores. We just want to color correct it. Now for this video purpose, I'm going to take Luminous Coral by L'Oreal, and I'll just show you. It's coming more across like a pink, but that's okay. Even if you have like a red lipstick, all good. Just apply a light layer of that around wherever you have like the darkest pigmentation. This same thing can go under the eyes too, but just for the video purposes, I'm showing like different colors what it would do. This is like more on a red side. So I'll just put that on the scars that I have left over from the pimple. And remember, it's a very light layer that I'm putting. I'm not caking up the product. Now under the eyes also, I'm just tapping it so that we don't have like a high pigmentation around the area. And you always put the corrector first before applying your foundation and the concealer, just because you don't want all those colors to come through after applying your base. Now after that's all done, I'm going to take any loose translucent setting powder. For today's purpose, I'm going to take my NYC loose setting powder and lightly dust it all over the place where we've applied the color corrector. And why are we doing this? And you need the lightest amount. Why are we doing this is just because we don't want it to transfer or mix with the foundation that we're going to apply next. After you've put a light dusting on all the places where you have applied your color corrector, let's move on to the foundation. You can take any foundation, but I would suggest not to go with like a full coverage thick foundation. Go for a liquid foundation as much as you can. For today's purpose, I'm going with my holy grail. This is Wet n Wild's Photo Focus foundation, and this is in the shade Desert Beige. Now what we need to focus on is wherever you have a pimple, you want to apply the foundation on top of that. And what you need to keep in mind is you need to tap over the place where the pimple is there and tap around it too, because we don't want a thick layer around the pimple. And then you can go all over the face in a buffing motion. Now after that's done, now I'm going to take my concealer. I'm going to take my CoverGirl True Blend Concealer, put it right underneath the eyes and a little on the corner of the mouth. I'm going to take my brush and then go on top of it and blend it all across. Now if you are not a cool tone person, like I told you, if you're a cool tone person, you go for a green corrector. Let's say if you are an olive person, you can definitely go with more of a lavender shade on top of the pimple, and that would really help you. Now once everything is blended, I'm going to go on top of that with the loose setting powder that we used earlier and just set the whole face. And that's it. Let me finish off my face makeup and I'll get back. And that's a final look, guys. I feel right now it's so much more less prominent. I really hope that it would have helped you in some way or the other. On my face, I'm using my Becca's Chrissy Teigen palette, and on my eyes, I just use Friendcation palette, but just a bare minimum. I just used Churro on my crease and Just a Kiss on the inner corner of the eye. And on my lips, I do have Wet n Wild's Cedar Later, the gloss. And that's it. I really hope that you enjoyed today's video, and these were just a few tips and tricks that I do when this situation happens. But yes, if you guys are new here, please do subscribe if you haven't already, and also ring that notification bell so that you are notified every time that I'm posting next. I generally upload every Tuesdays, Thursdays and Saturdays at 9 AM Eastern Standard Time. Until next time, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.